Welcome to this explainer. Listen, I am genuinely so excited to unpack this one with you today. We're looking at a truly transformative piece of text about living authentically and honestly breaking free from this constant, heavy need to explain yourself to everyone around you. I mean, if you've ever felt completely drained by other people's opinions, well, this one is absolutely for you.
Have you ever felt like no matter how clearly, how meticulously you explain yourself, people still completely misunderstand you? Just sit with that for a second. Think about your own life. Have you ever felt judged for your personal choices or criticized for simply being quiet in a room? Or maybe even forced to question your own deeply held dreams just because of someone else's dismissive reaction? It hurts, doesn't it? Well, to answer that, a wise philosopher in our source text once dropped this profound truth. People don't see the world as it is, they see it as they are. Okay, let's dive into this, because I really want to tease a profoundly freeing idea here. That whole problem of being constantly misunderstood, it actually isn't about you at all. Section 1. The burden of misunderstanding and the exhaustion of seeking validation. You know, we all carry this heavy emotional weight when we feel disconnected from the people who are supposedly meant to get us, like our family and close friends. And when we face that constant friction, we inevitably internalize it. We end up asking ourselves, what's wrong with me? It's such a simple yet utterly exhausting question. When our ideas are mocked or our motives are questioned, we start thinking our communication is flawed, or worse, that our true selves are somehow defective. Today, we're going to solve that exact pain point. Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. Section 2, the philosopher's lesson and the allegory of the glass. The source material outlines this brilliant story about a young, heavily misunderstood traveler. He was just so tired of his family not supporting his dreams, so he climbed a mountain to seek wisdom from an old philosopher. And the philosopher, he didn't give a long, boring lecture. Instead, he gave a practical demonstration. Step 1, fill a crystal clear glass with river water. Step 2, add a handful of soil, making the water completely cloudy. And step 3, wait for the dirt to settle. Notice what happens in that silence. Just like the literal dirt in the glass, it takes time for the metaphorical dirt in our minds to settle. Once the water finally cleared, the philosopher delivered this incredible insight. They don't judge who you are. They judge you through the dirt inside their own minds. And wow, this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we were talking about earlier. Other people's fear, their jealousy, their anger, or their pride, that is the dirt clouding their vision. This was a massive paradigm shift for the young traveler. He realized that the misunderstanding had literally nothing to do with him, but the dirt the other person was carrying around. So that brings us to Section 3, through their own lens, and the map of misunderstandings. The essential lesson we're extracting here is that you simply cannot expect everyone to understand you. Why? Because everyone is looking through a lens crafted by their own unique struggles, their parents, and their beliefs. They aren't looking at your world, they're looking at their world projected onto you. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it translates to our everyday lives. You show kindness, and they judge it as absolute weakness. You offer silence, and they interpret it as blinding arrogance. You walk with confidence, they call it pride. You strive for ambition, and they see selfishness. You aim for independence, and suddenly you're a rebel. It is absolutely absurd when you look at it mapped out clearly like this. So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is this. People rarely react to who you are. They react to the story they've created about you. Trying to convince everyone you meet to rewrite that story, that's a battle you will never ever win. Their judgment is based on a completely fictionalized version of you, written by the pen of their own insecurities. Which leads perfectly into Section 4, the sunset analogy. The observer changes, but the object does not. To really anchor this abstract concept into something we can all visualize, just imagine you're standing in front of the most breathtaking, magnificent sunset, right? Some people will stop and admire its absolute beauty. Others will completely ignore the sky and just complain that it's too hot outside. And others, they won't even look up because they're way too busy staring at their phones. The beautiful sunset never changes. Only the people looking at it do. And this is exactly how your life works when you face constant criticism or differing opinions. Moving into Section 5, the freedom of blooming, and shifting your internal narrative. So how do we actually break free from this? Well, it's time to step out of the shadows of everyone else's opinions and take back your own power. Real freedom begins the exact precise moment you make this mental shift.
If you're living on side A, constantly asking, how can I make everyone understand me? You're basically trapped in a cage built by other people. We need to move entirely to side B. Am I living according to my own values? You don't need everyone's approval. Your purpose is not to be accepted by everyone. Your purpose is to remain absolutely true to yourself.
I want to read the philosopher's beautiful final quote to you, and I want you to really let this sink in. The flower never begs anyone to admire its beauty. It simply blooms. Stop exhausting yourself trying to be understood by every single person you cross paths with. Instead, just focus on growing. Focus on learning. Focus on becoming the exact person you were meant to be. Because the people who truly belong in your life, they will understand your heart long before they ever need to understand your words.
So I leave you with this final provocative question. Will you keep exhausting yourself with endless explanations to people committed to looking through muddy water, or will you simply bloom? The choice is entirely yours. Keep growing, stay true to your values, and let the dirt settle where it may.